Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of August 24th through the 30th. And during that time, we'll have a waxing crescent moon. And that's a really good time of heightened emotions, a time to just really get started on things that you, or buckle down and work on things you've started on the new moon, new projects, new things that are going on. So it's just, planning and executing, living up to the things that goals and things that you've set for yourself. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Sagittarius. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading, the energy is gaining momentum. All right, let's see what the Sagittarius Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling the tarot, I would like to say that my weekly reminder this week is that you learn something new. So just pick a topic that you've had some sort of interest in and, think about it for a minute. What's something that you've been thinking, oh, I should go learn about that? And then find a book, maybe listen to a lecture or a podcast or just do a little bit of reading and research about that thing and spend a couple hours doing it. Really do a deep dive, take notes, think about and really absorb what you have learned. I know my reminder is because a lot of times as adults, we're always constantly learning things, but to really buckle down and take time for ourselves to deep dive on something that's just a little bit more rare for me anyway, I have to kind of remind myself like, oh, let's learn a thing. So that is just my friendly reminder to you. So all right, Sagittarius, without further ado, let's get into this reading. August 24th through the 30th. The energy is gaining momentum. Let's see what you guys have going on. Your present energy, Nine of Pentacles. So, kind of enjoying the fruits of your labor, which is nice. I love that. I've seen this card a couple times this week. And that's a great energy. Sometimes you're just working so hard that it's good to, take a few minutes to enjoy the reasons why you're working, right? Enjoy it a little bit. Your current situation is the Queen of Wands. So, I love that both of these are looking in the same direction. They're looking towards the future. You are engaged passionately in the things that you do, but also really enjoying what you do, just kind of enjoying your day to day life right now, which is awesome. At the root of your situation is the Six of Wands here. So, also a little bit of celebrating that the fact that you are kind of killing it right now, really. So, this could be friends and family, just kind of reminding you, hey, you're doing a great job. Maybe your spouse is telling you that. You're just feeling that. You're feeling, the pride of you're just killing it every day. In your recent past, as you're coming out of another, a celebratory period, look at all the wands starting to appear in this reading with the four. This could be that you're celebrating some milestone in your life. For some of you, it's maybe a recent, wedding or an anniversary, or maybe you've had a child or you celebrated a big birthday. There's some sort of celebration that was just in your past, something that is kind of making you enjoy your everyday and be and feel this celebration, this um celebratory here, that again that your people are letting you know that you're killing it, and that's awesome. What's on your mind this week is the Judgment card. So some sort of truth that's maybe coming to light, that means, kind of changes your awareness anytime you have a truth that's coming up, and this could just be some change that you've made, but it's on your mind that, and maybe you're just judging the life that you're living right now and making small adjustments. And that's what we're all doing all the time, is how do I do something this week that makes my life better next week. And I feel like you're just having really good energy about that. And of course it says the energy is gaining momentum, and I feel like it's good energy. It's good every day. It's not like there's a lot going on, as far as conflict or anything. You're just kind of sailing through this week, and I do love that for you. What is in your future this week here is the Ace of Cups. So in the middle of all of this, you're definitely having an outpouring for love, and that's for other people around you, and for yourself as well. Go ahead and pat yourself on the back. I was just talking to, I think, maybe it was in the Scorpio reading about it's okay to, I remember it was a reading right before. Anyway, one of the readings was about that it's okay to feel good even if the world around you doesn't feel that great. Sometimes that's just the case that you're doing better than maybe people around you, and that's okay. And you just try to be the best example that you can be. In your advice position is the Page of Wands. So this is about letting those passions bloom. You've got the Queen here, which is definitely about, understanding passions. You're coming out of something that was exciting and celebrated. And this is about, how do you nurture those new things that are coming up for you? This is like maybe a new path. Maybe you're changing something about your life to make it a little better. Like I said, we're all constantly doing that. How do I do something this week that changes my life for next week? So you're definitely taking that approach and definitely nurturing those new blooms on that wand of passion there. What is beyond your control this week is a 10 of swords. So it looks like there's maybe something that's been on your mind that you're definitely letting go, some sort of ending, and I just get that kind of feeling like, okay, we're letting that go. Maybe it was something that was a little too stressful, and you're letting it go. And again, you're encouraging this new growth, this new thing that's probably going to fill the place of something that you're letting go of. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid? Okay, it's feeling like an outsider. And this is the card that I had for the other reading that I was talking about, that I'm sure you're trying to avoid this. And I just get the feeling again that it's when you're doing okay, and maybe there's a friend or a family member, someone who's not as okay, don't feel guilty for the fact that you're sailing through and doing fine. Now you can be a really good example for that person. You can encourage that person. There's lots of ways in which to treat that kind of energy, but don't feel bad that you're being celebrated right now and that you're kind of killing it. It's okay. It's okay to do that. In your outcome position is, yeah, the Two of Cups. So this could be partnership, coming together with that person. And look, and just offering, you've got this cup, your cup is overflowing. Offer that to a friend if you feel like, if their energy is not as high as yours right now. Just we're here to help each other, kind of encourage and dig each other out of those little holes. So if you see someone who's been a little bit down, or not doing as well as you, it's okay to offer them just your hand, and just be an ear there for them to talk to. So just be somebody to listen. What is hidden from you this week? Wow, that's the second time. This is the perfect place for this card, is that it's hidden from you. So heartbreak is hidden from you this week. That's good. Because I don't see, the only other sword energy is the fact that you're letting something go that's not serving you. And that's what we should all be doing, right? Great advice there for everyone. Let's see if there is a final message here, what the Soul Oracle deck has to say for Sagittarius. Final message. And again, this has kind of been the way of the readings this week, is that there's not a whole lot of chaos or things going on. These are very internal thoughts, having these little judgments and making these little internal changes. I don't feel like it's a lot of outward activity with other people, but there are things that's really causing all of us to go a little bit inward this week and just make a little adjustments. So, final word here from the Soul Oracle deck says to tune out distractions. Yeah, go ahead and focus on yourself, focus on the things that you're working on, the new things that you are nurturing, and the things that you're letting go of. Let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care. Self-care for Sagittarius this week. As I know that I think it was the Scorpio reading, very emotional. If you've got a Scorpio coming around you, um, they may need a little this week, a little more love. And a couple of the signs just are kind of feeling a little down. So if you're able to give that energy, if you notice someone else around you needs it, then definitely be that person this week. And your self-care card that comes up here is the card that says love. Look at the art on that. That's so cool. Love people. Love them with all your heart. Just be sure to love yourself first. And that's exactly what I'm saying in this reading, that it's okay to be doing well. And it's, don't let yourself feel like an outsider if you are. but you have enough love to give that you can help a friend if you feel like you see a friend or someone struggling or whatever. So, but make sure that you love yourself and take care of you and indulge in the fact that you're killing it. So, Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here with me this week. I do hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use. If you are comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below. Let me know. Are you doing well? Do you have a friend that needed just a little bit of encouragement this week? If anything here resonated or if you have a question, just drop me a comment down below. If you like my reading style, of course, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And of course, I appreciate that so much. But most importantly, Sagittarius, it'll help you find me next week. So we'll see you then and we'll see if this energy changes and what you have going on next week. Thanks so much, Sagittarius. See you next time. Bye bye.